Oh, oh, damn. Honor everyone. Honor to everyone that's watching. Honor to everyone that's joining the chat. Honor to you all. What's this? Hope all is well with everyone. Hope you all are in the best of health. Hope all is well with you and your loved ones. And I hope you guys are staying safe out there and not in the streets of what's going on in Minneapolis. Okay. But that's something for another time. Uh Give me 1 second, family. Now I wanna with this I wanna speak to you guys. I wanna address some comments that I've seen in the comment section, right? And just point some things out here. Okay. Uh everything everything that I do with this platform is out of nothing but respect and love for all of our people. We have our moments where we get frustrated and we get upset because of what we see that's going on out there. Okay. And because that we see a lot of our people or a lot of people don't take it seriously until it comes knocking on their door. And you shouldn't wait for that, right? Or you go and you introduce information to I got a hacker in here. I got a hacker on my platform. I don't. This is saying that I have someone in here with me, and I don't. I didn't invite anyone onto my panel. Nor did I even give out a link for my panel. This is crazy. But anyway, let me just do this. So what I'm saying is this: you get up and you're sharing. Say you go and you share information with someone, a random person on the street, right? Of what's going on now today, and they will totally dismiss you. Don't even say let them go check it out and go look into what it is that you're saying. Say you bring facts, you bring documents, everything, and they still will dismiss you, right? Then when shit starts hitting the fan and getting too late, they'll want to come and run to you for you to do their stuff for them. But you can't do their stuff for them. It's for them to do their stuff for themselves, right? Your job is to give them the information, and they do with it what they're supposed to do with it. But say these folks didn't do anything with it because they didn't want to believe it, or they just wanted someone to do it for them, okay? Or because they were already indoctrinated into a system that for over 100 years has done nothing for them, but they still riding with it till the end, okay? Now, you guys know that I had another platform before this one. I had the bigger Darkman X TV platform, right? And was under consistent malicious attack. So I took it down. Okay. Because they would look, it when it went up to 60,000 subscribers, they deleted it all the way back down to 30,000. Then they deleted it down to 15,000 and they kept just deleting the subscribers. So it didn't make no sense to keep the platform, so I took it down because it was a wrap. It was a wash for it. This platform was originally the backup platform. I'm giving you examples here because I'm going to address a few people that left some comments in my comment section, and some of them has been following this platform for years, and still don't know what to do. Okay, for the ones who are new subscribers that drop certain comments, I know that you're a new subscriber. I'm still not giving you any pass on the comment that you made because there's a way to come at someone in a respectful manner. Now, for the ones that's been following this platform for years, right? Before, when I saw what was happening with the main platform, what did I say? I said, everyone subscribe over to the backup channel and the backup channel of the backup channel, because you already see what's happening here. We know that this platform is not going to be around for a while, in a while, and soon, because either they're going to take it down, or I'm going to have to just take it down. I did that for about probably 7 months, right? And it was just a handful that switched over to this platform. Okay. No one else. And I know the ones that switched over to this platform and subscribe over to this platform, which is a backup platform, which was a backup, now the main platform. And I'm bringing this up to show an example. And the majority did not switch over. So the main platform is gone. So a lot of the information that was on the main platform is also gone, because I only saved specific videos, which I still have on my external hard drive. And because my path that I'm taking is different from some of the folks whom I have collaborated in the past with on my platform there on some of those videos. I don't put those videos out there, because some of these folks are now politically affiliated. Some of these folks are pushing people on their platform that mislead you to be indoctrinated into an organization that I don't agree with, because in their documentations it says that their job is to make you citizens of another land. It says so in their documentation. So I don't support those. I support people pushing their platforms, and if they're doing positivity in their platforms, sure. But when it comes to certain aspects of those platforms, I don't support it. So I'm not putting out none of those past videos with these folks that I've collaborated back in the past. We're just not on the same path. Okay? That's just the fact. But I did bring forth other brothers, right? That is pushing information unbiasedly. I did introduce multiple other platforms and other teachers out there that introduces documents on top of documents on top of documents, hundreds, thousands of documents, links to how many documents, and told folks download these documents, keep these documents. Here's where you got to go to do so and so, to take care of so and so. This is it. Here it is right here. After a while, I told you I'm going to stop repeating myself. The videos are already out there for the most part. I introduced you to many other platforms. Now I'm introducing you now to American Arawak's platform that has a lot of information on the legal aspect of how to go about researching to do your documentations. One cannot do your documentations for you, and one cannot tell you, yo, this is it, this is what you got to do, because you're still subjects of the United States Incorporated, and that will be soliciting subjects of the United States Incorporated. So all we can do is put the information out there, break it down to you, and say, there it is, right? Now, I told you, if you had a hard time still getting the information, then you're going to have to pay someone to do your documentations for you. Those people out there that are doing documents for people, they're not doing it for free. But, and I told you, my advice to you is, do not let them take away your nationality. That is very important. You see, you have to test these folks. A lot of these folks say that they're for the good of the people. Okay, you're for the good of the people. All right. So then even if I don't want to be a part of your organization, then you should be able to help me with my documentation without trying to trick me into giving up my nationality. You should still be able to help me with it, or I should still be able to pay you to do my documents then for me, but you're supposed to still do it to how my family lineage is. Like, if I don't have nothing dealing with the Moors in my family lineage, then if I come to the Moors and say, hey, can you help me do my documentation? You shouldn't be trying to convince me that I'm a Moor and that this and that, and you can't show me any freaking proof in my family bloodline. and also then go ahead and alter my documentations. You should do my documentations to how I want it to be done. If I say I am an Arawak American, then that's what you should put on my documentation. Nothing more, nothing less. Right? Okay. Back to this now. So, very few people switched over to this new platform. Now I have folks here. I'm going to read one of these comments because I gave many sources to many teachers, to many people that can help, right? I'm not a person that do documents. That's not what I do. I am not a teacher. Or I just research information and I put it out there just to help you guys wake up, to give you guys another perspective. I believe in free thinkers, people who have their own mind, and control their own mind, that can step in or outside of the box if need be, that just don't stay locked into one dimensional pathway, and that's it. Okay, no matter what you bring to them, they just don't want to hear it. All right. Now, I've had someone, this person, I'm not going to read this person comment, but I'm going to give you the gist. So, someone commented on one of the videos the other day saying that where could they get some documents, but they weren't specific on what documents are they speaking about. So I answered them back in the comment, what documents are you talking about? They did not answer back my answer, but they went in another section of the comment section, right? And commented again a negative comment as if they were being ignored. So I answered that comment. They didn't answer back on that. They went back to another section of that comment section and made another negative comment as if they're being ignored. They went on to say how they work. So that means you work. And whatever it is that you do for a living, you don't have time to put in for the research like that. I can't go and do your documents for you. I don't know your bloodline. Even if I did, it's for you to do the documents and the research for yourself, because I have my own stuff that I have to do. I have my own family members that I have to take care of also as well. I can't go out and do everyone's stuff for them. There's folks out there that actually does that for a living. They do documents. That's not what I do. And I told you guys that. That's not my strong field, to write up documents for folks. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the smartest guy in the world and I know how to draft up all these documents just like that. I get help. I get help. Okay? But I put myself in the position that when I do get the help, I understand the document that I'm being helped with. I get it. So in case if anything happens to me out there, I know how to defend the document. And this is why I always tell people, learn how to defend these documents, learn these laws, learn these stuff. And I literally took out the Bouvier 1856 Bouvier dictionary, went over many laws with you, literally went on the county clerk's website to show you that the county clerk is a probate court. And what does that mean? If it's the court of probate, what does that mean? And I broke that down to you. I literally did all of these things. I literally, like I said, now I'm introducing now American Arawak's platform because he has a lot of information on documentations and a lot of information that a lot of folks did not know about, that this brother is dropping and introducing in simple videos, in 10, 15 to 20-minute videos, because that's how long people watch videos for. I could drop these 2-hour videos, but I can tell you that no one watches these videos for 2 hours because I see the time limit on my analytics. The most I watch it for is 19 minutes. Okay? But at least I put it out there. So when some folks make certain comments, I could tell they didn't watch the whole video. Right? Now, this person totally ignored me. Now, look, and I said, if you're a working person that works and you know you don't have the time for this, right? But I don't see how, because you've been following me for almost 4 years now. So how in the whole 4 years you did not have the time, and now when shit is hitting the fan, now you feel like your back is against the wall, the frustration is kicking in, and you're coming at me. Don't do that. You have plenty of time to prepare. I'm pretty sure throughout your work time, you had vacation time. You had sick time. You had many time. Now we're in a lockdown. You have time. There's no excuses for nobody. Okay? None. Now, there's a comment here. We're not in the stages, the days where we're going to baby people. Or it's not. This is not the time. I'm not babying anybody. I'm not babying myself, so I'm not babying anybody. So someone put this comment here, right? Now, and they commented on the last video. I think it's the the Lysol video, and I'll show the Lysol video. Now, in that video, I was specifically really addressing the ignorance of certain folks, also within the pro-black community, and also within my own island men and women back home. Okay. Now, my friend always say we make time for what's important. Exactly. And what's important to someone else what's important to me might not be important to the next person. Like I face this situation sometimes even in my own household when I say, yo, did y'all read through these documents or the paperwork? Oh no, I just didn't have the time. But you see them making time for other dumb stuff that has nothing to do with what they need to be doing to prepare for what's going on now today. Okay? So, it's look, man. So here, this person made this comment, right? I think this is the one that it didn't bother me, but this is the one that made me say, let me just do this live right here. This person put, "What's funny is how all these people congratulate you on dropping information. Drop," and then they put a period. Then they put drop real info, right? Okay. "Help us free ourselves now. Those who actually want to see these monsters don't come in our houses and take our babies." You know, that is what is next. And your answer is, congratulations, you played yourself. WTF. What the F? Whatever, I guess. Thank you for saying that. I'm going to guess that you're a new subscriber. Because if you're not a new subscriber and you've been watching this platform because this platform has been out almost as the main platform was, and this is we're going on what, like 7 years now? Is it 7 years, people? Is it? Or 6 years, right? I think we're going on 6 years now. This is the 6th year of this platform. 2021 is going to be 7. Damn! And some people said that we weren't even going to be around for a year. See, look at that. That's how many years of information that was dropped. That's how many years of people that I've brought on the platform that dropped information. That's how many years of people whose platform I said, go subscribe to their platforms because they have information that can help you. That's how many years of links and documents that I've put out there for folks to help themselves. So when you're saying drop real information, what do you call real info? What are you talking about? If folks knew just the basics of the law, these folks can't come in your house and just snatch up this and that. They can't do it. And I even put it out there again about 18 USC, deprivation of rights, section 242. You can stand on that law. That even in the documents that these people are pushing out saying that they're going to come door to door, they have in there where they give you redress, they give you remedy. You can use an alternative treatment instead of the vaccine, meaning holistic treatment. I mean, I don't. If you're thinking of, if you want to proclaim your nationality, you want to take care of your documentations and your paperwork, I said subscribe over to American Airwax platform. He has an info. He breaks it down. I even see Super Sly 75 at times come out and even showed his documentations and broke down certain things to y'all. There's many platforms out there. I introduced y'all to David Clarence. God damn it! Now the names are slipping my goddamn head. You got David Clarence. You got William Bill Faust. Yusuf L dropped a lot of information. Like, the information is out there. Like, we've dropped this information nonstop to you guys. Like, We had brothers that came even in the chat and drop information. I created the Discord group for folks who need information to go in there, because the brothers and sisters drop a hell of a lot of information in the Discord group. I don't know what more you want. What more can I do for you? You literally want me to come to your house and go take a computer or a typewriter and type out this and say, here's that. Then you don't even know how to defend it. So not only are you going to get yourself in trouble, you're going to get me in trouble. And I'm not doing that, because at the end of the day, if anything happens to me, the only thing a lot of folks is going to say is, damn, I ain't hear from Dark Man in a while. Damn, hope the brother is well, but who's going to be helping my family when I'm gone? Like, come on now. How much could a person put out there? Like, and if you wanted real info, you could have just said, you know what, brother, I don't agree with that part of what you said, which is fine. We're all adults here. But can you put me in the direction of where can I get the information to secure myself and my household? I would respect that. Right? And then there was another comment, right? And this is the thing with our people. We like to say with no disrespect, but you're coming with straight disrespect. Okay? Even in that one Lysol video, I put out, it's still information in there that how it was broken down, right? Even another thing when I said that viruses come from bacteria. The term virus is what they name weapons, bioweapons. When they say virus, it literally is a weapon. Okay. Now, because I started looking into the information that Judah Mikovich and Dr. Rashid Buttar put out, and this was something that I've already started looking into from when I was looking into Robert Gallo on the HIV argument a couple years ago, I can sit here and tell you that viruses come from bacteria and fungi. And when these folks came out and started speaking about it, this is why I'm comfortable now coming out and saying it, because it was confirmation, because I started looking into their documents. And then the link that I gave y'all that has the thousands of pages on the coronavirus, that when you really start reading in through some of these documents, you're going to see that they took a bacteria or fungi and they manipulated it. They genetically altered it, okay, to become what is now called and known as a virus, because virus attacks, all right? These bacteria were once harmless, and they trained it to be harmful, and they altered it. It's just like how they're altering your genetics. They altered that fungi, all right? That bacteria, they altered it. That means if it was this big, like the big show on WWE, they can make it small, like the little man on Fantasy Island that says, "Boss, the plane." Okay? This is where they come in with their genetic mutation and all this type of stuff from. Right? So it's like when that person commented, I could tell they did not read or look into Judah Mikovich research. They didn't do it. They did not do it at all. They didn't look into the research that Rashid Buttar put out there. There's I can't remember his name. There's a doctor also. I think he's in Texas. That's curing cancer from left to right. And I could tell you didn't go and research that man's information also. I could tell you didn't research Sabi's information also. Right? This is what I'm talking about. A one-track mind. One-track mind don't get you anywhere. It's getting you into the trouble that you're in today. Which is going to lead me to this. You see that false flag rioting that they're doing in Minneapolis? Because those are crisis actors. You saw the news making it seem like it's hundreds and thousands of people out there. It's not even. Those are the crisis actors that's out there. And if you're at a TV, you got your phone, and you can screenshot these bastards' faces, screenshot their faces, right? And this is my theory. These are the young ones that they take either out of these juvenile facilities or out of these foster homes. I don't know where they get them from, but we know also that they put crisis actors on Craigslist for hire. Like I said, I have a few that lives in my community that I saw myself when I used to report on what was going on in Chicago, big in front of the cameras in Chicago, and they're not even from that side of the country, okay? So and a lot of these are folks that look like us that's going out there doing this shit, knowing the repercussions of what's going to come back on the mainstream people anyway. They don't care. Okay? And the ones that I know for a fact that I saw and I see damn near every day in my neighborhood, and I'm on the East Coast. Chicago is what, the Midwest? The Midwest, right? So when I say congratulations, you played yourself. They played themselves. Literally. When I say to the ones that go out every day and push this black identity information, and the ones that soak it up, and after you are warned and after you are given multiple information that disprove what these people are saying, and you still go along with it, you played yourself. And then now when backs are being pinned against the wall, you're looking for a messiah to come. I'm not a messiah. I'm just a man. I'm a child of the great spirit creator, my ancestors. Ignorance is what got us in this situation today. I once used to think like that, but I had to break myself out of it. Like I still have habits that I still have to break myself out of today. Self mastering. You have to master self. That's why when folks from certain communities talk about all this feng shui shit and talk about, oh, you got to meditate, and I know that for a fact you haven't have self mastering within you, or even trying to do it, and that is just a ploy. I don't want to hear it from them. A person could talk, oh yes, in soft voice, and you have to start learning the game that's being ran on you out there, even still to this very day from folk from this community. Because these folks are secured in their persons and their papers. So they still gonna run game on you. This is why I try to use this platform to show y'all where to pick up on where the game is being ran on. I don't tell you don't F with these people. I just show you, look, this is what to look out for. If they try to do this to you, be careful. This is what you need to learn to study so that you don't get caught up in some form of a scam. Okay, like you have folks out there pushing certain type of businesses right now, telling you to go sign up for this and sign up for that. All of y'all that went out there and signed up for that shit, did y'all research the people's who's behind it? Did y'all check them out? Did y'all do a background check on them? Did the person show you of them actually using the product in public? Did they do that? And it actually working? I've seen a lot of folks ran and flocked to that shit. And I know none of y'all did the research. Am I saying it's a scam? No, I don't know if it's a scam. But I'm just saying, did you do the research? Did you? Only you can save yourself. It's we live in a world of free will. You have to start putting your free will out there. Okay? Honor, Haya Haru, Aman Ray Elbe. Honor, brother. Honor. And honor to everyone that's in the chat. Honor to everyone that's watching. Honor to everyone that's joining. Only you. I can give you 10,000 pages of documents. I can introduce you to many videos of these documents being broken down to their simplest form. But only you can make that move. Only you can make that choice. Only you can get up and go down to the post office and send off your documents. Only you, if you want to use the county clerk office, go down to the county clerk and go get your documents put on the public record. How do you do that? Only you can make the conscious decision to say, let me do the research and learn how to do that. Just like I can pass along the information to you, which I have done. Now, if you're one of those that have not received the information and you want to be pointed in the right direction, then ask. If you're one of those, because with one of the persons that commented on one of the videos, I could tell that they're not used to still using the internet or the comment section. That's why they kept commenting on other locations on the same video and not responding back to what I've put and didn't see what I put because they're not computer savvy. And I get that, right? But you've been following the platform for almost 4 years. You should have at least understood and got the basics down. You should have at least subscribed to the brothers that I've brought here that has brought you tons of information on how to do your documentations and paperwork to get the gist. You see, I'm not a close-minded thinker. I'm not saying that you ignored my comment back to you, right? Because it was purposely done. I figured out that you just didn't know how to operate in the comment section. And that was just by what you was typing out in the comment section. And I get that. And I get that not everyone is going to get the information right away. I'm just like that. I don't get the information right away in some cases. I really don't. Right? There's folks out there that has learning disorders. Okay? Sometimes it takes me a while. Sometimes I have to reread back the same stuff over 1,000 times before I could even get the basics of what it is saying. Okay? So me knowing my mindset, no, I'm not going to be able to do documentations for people out there. I put too much work just to even get the gist of some of the information. I can't sit here and tell folks, well, my mind just works less like that. No, my mind just works fast when it comes to bullshit, and I can spot bullshit out. And that was a part of being street smart. Okay? I pick up quick on bullshit. But yeah, there's folks out there that did play themselves. Because everything is free will. Okay? And then the ones out there that act like your leaders or your people who you proclaim to be your leaders, people who you proclaim to look up to and admire, like they can't be liars. Like you can't sit here and follow for folks who follow certain people's doctrines for over 20, 30 years, or certain organizations that's been out there for almost 100 years. What, you think they tell you the truth every single time? What I've learned is all organizations that has anything to do with the corporation that is contracted with the corporation, yeah, certain things they can't do without the approval of the corporation. And if they're going to do it, they have to do it on the terms of the corporation, on how the corporation wants them to do it, the type of information they put out, what the corporation tells them to put out. Okay? Otherwise, they lose that government funding. Because they're still slaves to the corporation. So they'll tell you lies if the corporation want them to tell you lies. Because they're going to want to keep that funding. They're going to want to keep the perks that come along with being contracted with the corporation. I'm not contracted with the corporation. That's why I can speak like this. Wake up, man. I need to wake up. And if y'all believe those riots, and I'm not after this, I'm not commenting on that no more because I'm not putting no energy into that shit. If y'all believe those riots in Minneapolis is real, okay, those are that's the corporation that hired a whole bunch of puppets from off of Craigslist to do what they do. Because you notice the past protests a couple years before last year and the year before last, they were more so peaceful. There was no rioting, no looting, no burning down of stores. All of a sudden, there's burning down of stores since these people have ramped up the time frame of their agenda because their whole thing is to use the military to lock this shit down permanently. So they need an excuse to bring in the military. So you go out there and go riot and burn down and loot and think you're ready for what the hell is coming. You go out there and watch these supposed Panthers talk about they doing armed escorts and all that shit. At least they're armed. What do you have? I could sit here and talk about the Panthers all day, but they're still organized. They still have their group members. What do you have? Are they a part of the puppet show? Yes, I believe they are. Are they a government funded? Are they a government organization? I believe some of their members are. I believe so. Don't do something because it's popular. Don't do something because it's trending. Okay? Do it because you know that it's openly 100% righteous. Do it because you've done the research and you realize that it has no affiliation or not contracted in any way, shape, form, or possible with the same demons or the same monsters out there that is trying to oppress you right now today. Okay? Those in Minneapolis, I'm telling y'all, those are crisis actors. Real protesters don't block their faces like that. All those folks are blocking out their faces. Those are crisis actors. The looting that's going on is to get you upset. It's to turn you guys against each other. It's to turn you against the small business owners, which is 66%. Those small businesses hire 66% out of the economy, more than the major businesses. Okay? Those small businesses make up 66% of the economy. Your governors and your mayors wants these businesses shut down. They need a lawful excuse to shut these businesses down because so far they've been operating in an unlawful capacity. They've been breaking every law. That's why Trump keeps telling y'all for constitutional reasons he will not do this and that. He can't. Because the Constitution is put there to keep the corporation in check. So you go out there and riot and loot, okay? It's police kill Negroes every day. Why weren't they advertising all the many other killings and abuse that the police was doing even before the coronavirus thing in 2020? And then when they just started talking about coronavirus in 2020, they stopped showing you police abuse. Now, when they're telling you when they talk about lock it down, shut it down, they start showing you police abuse. They want Negroes to go out and riot to push the angry black man narrative all over again. Wake up. You want to stop police brutality? You should have learned their constitution. You want to stop police brutality? Understand what nationality is. Okay? You want to stop police brutality? It starts on what you think is the lower level, which is your councilman in your community. Your councilman and your councilwoman can make the earth quake under the police department if they so wanted to. If you wanted to stop police brutality. Okay? If you wanted to stop police brutality, stop hiring clowns like Benjamin Crump. If you wanted to stop police brutality, learn how to properly sue if you're going to sue. If you really wanted to stop police brutality, know how to indict the officers, their chief of police, even your governor and your mayor, because they're responsible for the police force. If you wanted to stop police brutality, stop calling them police officers. They're policy officers. The definition of police, P-O-L-I-C-E, when you look up the etymology, let me show y'all. Give me a second here. Let me show you guys. And this is the only screen share I'm going to do. Running around screaming like children is not going to solve nothing. Let me hit the screen share. Give me a second. Let me hit the screen share. So when I speak with passion, it's out of love. It's out of love. You got to understand. And when I still see folks come and still reiterate what the same people who are genociding you today, right, saying, and I'm like, yo, even though we dropped so much information that these people have been lying to you this whole time, you're still bringing their form of science to me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Their form of science was to be a weapon to destroy you and to make the lower class of their people's collateral damage. Okay? So if y'all still think this is about skin complexion, you're bugging. That is what was projected out there for you to pick up on, to think that it's about skin complexion. It goes deep into genetics. It goes deep into the land. It's not about no goddamn crayon colors or no skin complexion. Now let's hit this screen share. Police. Police. 1530s. The regulation and control of a community. At first essential, the name word as police. Again, as policy. Again, watch this. 1530s. The regulation and control of a community. The regulation and control of a community. At first, essentially the same word as policy. Now, let's type in policy next to police. Policy. Okay? P-O, po. L-I, li. C-E-C. Let's go to policy. P-O, po. L-I, li. C-Y-C. Policy. It's not police. All they did was just alter the Y to an E, but it's still the same pronunciation. It's still the same pronunciation. So they're policy officers. And what does policy officers do? They enforce policy. Is policy law? No, policy is not law. Policy is not law. Policies are for corporations, for businesses. Are you a business or the living, breathing man or woman. Hmm? Then when you go back to the very first meaning of what a police officer is supposed to be, they were supposed to be peace officers. That's why you hear sometimes Mayor Bill Bellagio call them peace officers. Do you know why he calls them peace officers? Because their job is to keep the peace, nothing more, nothing less. So when they're stopping you for not having a driver's license and arresting you, when they're stopping you for having weed, for smoking weed, for smelling like weed, that those are all unlawful, because their original title is peace officer, and they still go by it today. But they altered their spelling and everything on their car and put policy, POLICE, because they have to change the perception of the human mind, of your mind, of how you perceive things out there. This is how the agenda gets carried on every day, more and more, because they need to alter your reality with your permission. So they make you alter your own reality to fit their standards. So are you bending reality? Yes, you're bending reality, but you're not bending it to your will. You're bending it to their will. See, it's just simple research. This is all I needed to know in this definition here. And then it hits you. Oh, shit. Then why are you pronouncing it as police? Oh, shit. You know that this corporate system has been a system to dummy down your education. So they taught you to incorrectly pronounce the word. Because why? Because it altered your reality. Because when you hear police, you're thinking of authority figures, but they're not your authority figure. You're their authority figure. Wake up. You called them out. When they come to you on the streets, if you're walking and if you're walking going about your business, they're not supposed to even step to you. Oh, wait a minute, come here. Oh, don't you hear me calling you? And you keep walking, and then they run up on you and grab you up. Oh, we're holding you because I was calling you. You didn't want to stop. You don't have to stop for them. There's no law stating that you have to stop for them. Oh, show me your ID. But the law says you don't have to show ID. You have all right to be secure in your papers and your persons, your natural persons. When they step to you, ask them, has there been a breach of the peace? Then do they swear upon their oath of perjury that they are telling the truth, that what they're doing is lawful? Because a crime, when they say they suspect you of a crime, they're supposed to be able to articulate that crime. Then even when they articulate it, they have to prove that you committed that crime right there on the spot. They can't prove it, they're supposed to let you go. What is a crime? If you stole something, you destroyed someone's property, or you murdered somebody, or you harmed someone in any way, you didn't do none of those things, then they're supposed to let you go. Tickets. When they're ticketing you, that's literally extortion. Literally. Extortion. There's no tickets to be paid because you have the right to travel freely on the highways and byways to go from point A to point B. They took that part out of the Constitution, and they're not supposed to alter the Constitution. So you have to try to find the oldest form of the Constitution to find that part in the Constitution now. Just like when they added in the 14th Amendment. That's unlawful. They weren't supposed to do that. Simple things. Just by this alone. Because one day it hit me. Look, when I was being educated in the islands, how we were taught to pronounce words, when I came here, they started teaching me the total opposite. Okay, but I still held on to a lot of the ways how I learned in the islands. This is why I could pick this shit apart. Now they're reprogramming the children back home in the islands and teaching them more of a batshit backwards way. Like stuff like this. Let me see if I have it. I'm gonna show you guys something. Right? One more screen share. I'm gonna show you one more to make an example. Because I'm about to get at these peoples in a few. Show you guys something. You have to know when the wool is being pulled over your eyes. Okay? Here, you have this website, campcabarita.com. Tainos, and you see they have the hyphen Arawak. Now I gotta laugh. Because all they're doing is replacing the Arawak. Why? They're trying to write the Arawak out of history. Because this here that they're showing you of a Taino, and look, when I'm telling y'all that Jamaica is spelled Xamaca, you see that? Xaymaca. It is Xamaca, right? This was the oldest spelling. Now you could hardly find this shit anywhere because they have to fit in the Taino narrative. And every Taino will tell you that they're mixed with European Caucasian descent. Okay? That they mix with European Negro descent. Okay? Now, their job is to push the Taino name and get rid of the Arawak name. Now, history of Tainos and they separated now. Well, pay attention. This and means that they separated from the Arawak. Okay? History of Tainos and Arawak. There's no and. Okay? What they're going to give you is the Arawak history of the genocide that happened to the Arawakan people. But they're going to call it Tainos. Okay? Because if the Taino is a mixture of the European, then they were mixed with not only Arawak, but European. So what Europeans were genocide in the Americas? What Europeans were genocide in the Americas? It was war. So who did they genocide? They genocide the Arawak people. So where the fuck are you getting Tainos from? Where? You see what I'm saying? You got to think, people. Think. You have to think. They're literally writing you like they've done. You know that they've always written you out of existence for how many years now. And it's being done in your face and it's being pointed out to you, but you're still like, nah, I don't believe it. Nah. Well, then your ignorance shall be your downfall. So you played yourself. Now look, what's very interesting. Look how they put the Arawak. This is the Arawak right here. See these dark and brown skinned brothers right here? These are them. They put them on the side right here. The true people. Now look at the image that they put here. What the fuck is that? That's an Asian person. These were the people that they brought to replace the Arawaks where they slaughtered them at on their land. These were the people that they brought to replace the mainland Indians where they slaughtered them on their land. These are the Asian mixed people. These people weren't genocide. These people were genocide. So what you have is a separation thing, a colorist thing. I watched an interview where this young lady that runs a Taino camp with her mom was doing an interview at Jamaica. And she was talking about Taino, but the interviewer is an elder. And he said, well, he knows Arawak. And she said, sure, that was back in your day. What the fuck? The disrespect. You know how this is. Me, I would have kicked her off the stage immediately once she said that shit. How are you going to tell me my ancestry was back in my day? The man's letting her know that he's an Arawak. She said, sure, as an elder, that was back in his day. This is new. This is the new thing now. Huh? You know how disrespectful that shit is? And why? Because they're a government-funded organization from the Ministry of Education. So the Ministry of Education has to pass and approve what the fuck they teach and put out there. If folks ain't getting it, you're at war. War for your mind, war for your soul, war for your spiritual features, war of the inheritance of the land. And they're bringing in the children who are the admixed ones, and I'm not saying all of them, and they're coming and they're carrying on the agenda because she let it be known her mother was of Caucasian descent. When she said her mother was of Taino descent, has Taino lineage, right? That means she's talking about the European aspect of the lineage. Okay, so their whole thing is to block out the Arawak name because this is the original tie to the land. This name right here, which is properly spelled. When you separate the W, you see that it's two V's combined. Two V's. It's originally spelled with two V's. They put it right in your face. Okay, so when they put this face, this image, or the admixture ones who are pushing the whole Taino thing, is so that they can open up the floodgates for the Chinese and all these other people because they're the ones that's contracted with them. So you're going to end up like how Hawaii looks. You don't see no Negroes in Hawaii no more. They're gone. So excuse me, I don't want to see my brothers and sisters extinct. I don't want to see no colorist shit being pushed on my brothers and sisters. Okay? If you're going to honor the ancestors all the way. I don't care if I even had European ties. This is the land that I was born, bred, and grew up at. My parents, and so on spoke about Arawak. They are Arawak in history. So this is where I am from. I shall respect the ancestors that's fought and defended this goddamn land. Not come and change the whole fucking name and identity and makeup of the people and try to make it like it's some shit, some cool shit. And listen to how diabolical the plot is because the target are the babies. You're bringing the babies to these camps and there's everything in the goddamn name. They can tell the history exact. But once they take out the Arawak and put in Taino, then you're not envisioning Arawakan people. Now you're envisioning these mofos right here that they have on this freaking stamp. On this fake ass coat of arms with these images right here. That's what you're envisioning. So there's everything in the goddamn name. So when I say folks are doing it to themselves, you made a camp come that came out of no fucking where. It came out of nowhere. Right? And the leaders of the camp don't look nothing like you. And you have them start teaching you and educating you. But you go back up in the mountains and speak to your elders, and your elders is telling you they don't know of Taino, they know Arawak. And you're going to tell them, oh, that's just that was back then. This is what's happening now. The fuck? This shit ain't no fashion trend. This shit is not a fashion trend. Like I said, I don't care if you're are admixtures of Arawak people or European people, but you're going to respect the Arawak ancestors. You're going to respect the name. You're going to respect the history. You're not going to come and alter shit to make it seem like your Europeanized folks were fucking victims when they played a part in the genocide of the people here. Just tell the truth and stop lying. That's why the world is in the situation it is in today. Because many people know the deed and they don't tell the fucking truth. Like, Wake up, people. This war is bigger than skin complexion. This is a war for the soul. This is a war for the mind. War for the spiritual attributes. War for your DNA, your very DNA. War for the minerals in the earth. So when they keep you lost in identity, when they get you to think that you're this when you're not, you're really this right here, they get a foothold on your inheritance, on your land. When they are able to change your spirituality, they get to take away your power. When they're able to brainwash the babies, they're changing the future. Then you have a lot of confusion now out there. Why? Because they don't want to lose their government funding. So excuse me, I'm not straying from the truth. We don't care if you're biracial. We don't care. We just want you to stick to the truth and tell the truth. You have tribes in other islands that it's okay for the pale face person who's running that tribe to bring in a darker view woman to create babies with, but the darker view woman can't bring in a darker view man. She has to stay to a light skin or a pale face man because they're looking for a specific look to come out looking like this that you see on the stamp right here, to come out looking like this that you see on this coat of arms right here. This is a specific look that they're looking for. To say, see, we, because this is the imagery that they've branded in your head for generations. So when platforms like this platform, like Copper Hot Step, like Lacona Empire, right? Like Curry Mayor platforms, like these platforms bring forth the darker view man and woman with the afro hair. Huh? They have nothing to say. They can't debunk it because it's facts. So where did these imagery come from? I'm not saying that these folks don't have our blood in them. Of course, because their ancestors, their other ancestors raped our females. Okay? So you are the children of also the Arawakan people, and you're warring with your brothers and sisters, still trying to uproot your brothers and sisters because your colonizing counterpart couldn't fucking defeat them in physical warfare. So now they found out that they don't have to go to physical war with you out in the open. They can just alter the concept of the mind, and they're using you through your programming. Because what you're running is an MK Ultra freaking programming. That's what you're running. Let me get off this shit. But when you read the story, man, look, our eco resort helps preserve Jamaica's stunning natural beauty for tourists to enjoy. It's not for fucking tourists to enjoy. The ecosystem that's there on the island and any land is for the people who are living on the land to enjoy so that they can reap, so that they can have food for the harvest, so that they can survive. Not have, oh, well, here goes this tourist site here, so we're going to bulldoze all of this shit right here. You can build your business right there. There you go, sir. There you go. There you go. You can have this 100 acres of land right here to build your corporate business right here. Oh, okay. So we're going to bulldoze this 200-acre land right here also, but we give the people this 40-acre block right here. This 40-acre of land right there. There you go. There you go. You got 40 acres right there now. Now you can put your little camp right there. Want no fucking camp? The entire island is mine. God damn it. What are you talking about? This is how you have to start thinking. Stop thinking on territorial as in this section here, that section there. We are the entire Americas. Do you know how fucking powerful that is? Yes, I'm cursing because I'm upset. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. Why aren't you? Watch this. Jamaica before the Tainos and our see they segregated them again. Jamaica before the Tainos and Arawak. And they'll always put this name last when this name is first. What is first is true. Jamaica prehistory consists 3 separate waves of settlement by Amerindian people. The first people known as Chobani inhabited the region between 5000 BC and 4000 BC. Oh my God. The Chobani, now look, they put the Chobani were calves dwelling stone cavers that migrated from the Yucatan Peninsula. The Tainos migrated from the same region and enslaved the native tribes when they arrived in Jamaica. What Tainos? This sounds like they talk. This sounds like the story of the Carib tribe that they say came from South America and came down to the Caribbean, the West Indies, and started enslaving the other tribes. What Tainos? You see what I'm talking about? You see how they're altering the fucking storyline. And even the whole Carib story, I personally don't believe that whole Carib story. I personally don't believe it. Right? I don't think we were warring because look, the Arawaks are people that migrated from South America. So they're telling me that the Caribs came from South America and slaughtered the people in the West Indies, killed all the men, raped all the females, and had the females had their children. And this is who we are now today. We're Arawaks and Caribs. But the Arawak and the Carib people come from the same freaking land. I have a theory because you have tropical islands off the coast of Portugal, right? That is very close to the archipelagos islands of the Americas. Okay? But anyway, that's a theory, but let's keep into this. And enslave the native tribes. When they arrived in Jamaica, that's right, the Tainos subjugated their then modern day ancestors. When the Spanish arrived in 1492, they observed society was divided into 2 groups: the nobles, Nitainos, and the enslaved commoners, Naborias. Oh my God. Origins of Taino and Arawak. Tainos also came from South America. They're telling the story of the Carib and the Arawak, which are the same freaking people. Same people. And then the tribes who aren't Arawaks or the tribes who don't. That's why some tribes say that, well, some Arawaks say, well, we don't identify as Carib. This is who we identify as here. And when they're talking about the Yucatan, the people in the Bahamas still identify as the Yucatan, the Arawak, the Yucatan Arawaks, or the Lucayan Arawaks, right? Where does it? You always find the admixtures are the ones calling themselves Tainos, and the Negro ones are calling themselves Arawaks. And this is where you have racism, separatism, the colorism shit comes in. That's that fraternity, sorority, brown paper bag shit. Then you find that the ones who are pushing this shit, who find out about these government grants, are the ones that went to these big colleges and pledged that through these sorority, fraternity programs, who went through their MK Ultra freaking training and come back pushing this bullshit on the people. right? So while you're down there pushing Taino, what about the Yen Kun Kun them that still stick to Arawak? What about some of the Parati people them that still stick to Arawak? What about those people? Are they lying? Those people that has been always been there. Are they lying? And you the newcomer that just came and set up a fucking camp. Let's see. Tainos also came from South America. Which is why there are some close ties to their culture and that of the Mesoamericans. Tainos spread across the Greater Antilles and Caribbean islands, including Puerto Rico and Hispaniola. And they put, look, the Dominican Republic and Haiti today. Now, the Haitians identify as Arawaks. Okay? That's a fact, not Taino. All right? Now, the Dominican Republic comes from the order of the Dominican Friars from Europe. So the Dominican Republic ain't even fucking real. All right? The Order of the Black Friars, the Order of the Dominican Friars in Europe, that's where the Dominican Republic comes from. That's where the name Dominican comes from. Remember that whole segment I did on that? I did 2 series on that shit. Over 3 hours for both series. I have those videos saved because they were on the main platform. I'm going to find them and I'm going to repost them back so that you guys can see. Okay? You have to know these things to know what the bullshit is. Okay? So look, a mixture of these with this, right? Pay attention. Because these are 2 females right here. And they got the 2 males up here. A mixture of these with this is what creates this, Tainos. Biracial children. That's why they will always put that. Tainos also came from South America, which is why there are some close ties to their culture and that of the Mesoamericans. They're saying that they've intermixed, even up here, when you really read carefully. So these are the biracial children spinning the fucking story. Taínos spread across the Greater Antilles and Caribbean islands, including Puerto Rico and Hispaniola. Well, it's the island is called Haiti with an A, right? One of the oldest names also was on Saint Dominique. So when they say Hispaniola and they have the parentheses Dominican Republic and Haiti today, right? It's one island. The Haitians are the original people of that land. Original. And because a lot of the Haitians are still unmixed, they don't like that. So they need to destroy the population. And because Haiti is the richest side of the freaking island, they don't like that. Because remember, the Dominican Republic side went years shitting on Haiti, talking trash about them, discriminating on them, even hanging Haitians in the Dominican Republic side of the island. Okay? Whoever watched that Hulu series called Sirens with the mermaids, and you see that the Caucasian mermaid, she came on board on the land and she found good people to help her. Now pay attention, they're showing you who you are. The Native American woman, female, the young girl, whose father is Native American, right? But her mother is played by Fancy that came on Jamie Foxx. Fancy is Haitian in real life. She's an Arawak. Now, they showed the mixture of the colonizer, which they identify as Native American now today, and the Arawakan woman, and they created that darker view child. That girl that's on Siren. Now pay attention, because I will need y'all to pay attention. They're showing you even in the shows. These ain't just fucking make-believe shit. You're just not reading into what you're supposed to be reading into because you haven't studied the true aspects of history. Get out of the Darwinism theory of science and get back to your original self. Now, the mermaids, The Caucasian one came on land. She murdered. She had her way. She found good people to help her. The Negro one was the one they had in the laboratory, pulling from her spinal cord, her spinal fluid, which today they're doing that to us now today. Okay? Why? There's a lot of healing remedies within that spinal fluid. All right? That's also a part of stem cell research. Wake up. Let's keep going. So where were we? All right, so the Western Tainos were the group that was settled in Jamaica, the Bahamas, and Cuba. Taino society. When Colonel Christopher Columbus landed in 1492, there were estimated to be 200 tribal groups in Jamaica. The groups were ruled by male chiefs who were given advice by shaman priests. Okay. The women of the culture would tend to the agriculture, while the men. Now, why don't they give the name of the 200 groups? None of them says Taino in it. None of those 200 groups says Taino in it. And all 200 groups is a part of the Arawakan Empire. That's why they don't give the name of the 200 groups. Okay? So now we can stop right here. Right? So they talk about the food that the Arawaks cook. It's not just Arawaks, all island people, all island tribes, empires make this type of food. They said the Arawak tribe. The Arawak tribe shares a lot of similarities with the Taino. You see the bullshit that I'm talking about? Just come out and just fucking say it. Your colonizing fathers raped the Arawakan females, and you're whom are calling yourself Tainos today. The fuck? Just tell the truth. The migration of the coolies, who they wrongfully call Hindu, that came here as indentured servants that mixed genetically with the black Chinese that they kicked out of China. That's why you hardly see any Negro Chinese in China today. They kicked them all out and send them to the West Indies and to the mainland. They had babies together and they mixed with the folks who they call black Latinos, who are now called Dominicans today. They're the ones that are also calling themselves Tainos. And every single one of those that I named raped your Arawak mothers and daughters. And thus you have the admixture here today. Now this is why also the one drop blood rule, right? Out of that 1% blood, they still have claim to the land, and that's what they're doing. By getting rid of, they're erasing you out of the history books. You're being erased. Period. So when I'm telling you that you're playing yourself, it is a fact. That's what's going on. You're playing yourself. You're playing this goddamn game, right, of chicken. You're playing this game of, well, my community is right. Even though we don't got shit to show for over 100 years, we still right. So you don't want to go step outside the box and research information. So that's your ignorance. You did it to yourself. You have to own that shit. Take responsibility for it. Now your thing should be is, well, how can I move on? What can I do to correct my years of ignorance? What can I do? Like I went into a live stream the other day that Andrew Holness was keeping, right? And I'm letting the folks know that Jamaica's a corporation and that the reason why they're putting them on lockdowns because the Chinese, they're stealing the land on the people to give it to the Chinese and stuff. Some people say, yeah, we get that. But then you hear them say, respect my prime minister. Yes, you're my prime minister. Yes, honor to all that you do with the COVID-19, my prime minister. But you go and you read a freaking Lysol bottle on the back of the Lysol bottle, And you see that the human coronavirus has always existed. And if you do deeper research, you see that everything that they label on the Lysol bottle as viruses are all coronaviruses. So if there wasn't an outbreak 2019, 2018, going all the way back, why now they putting the place on lockdown? Ask yourself that. Why now, Andrew Holness? Is the place being looked? Why now, Andrew Holness, did the Governor General Patrick Allen tell you to lock the goddamn place down? Why is the entire world in unity with locking the place down? Why are there leaders who are telling folks to wear a mask, but the leaders themselves ain't wearing no goddamn mask? Unless it's for a photo op. Why? And people started cursing me out in there. They didn't say, well, could you show me the information, brother? No. So that's your choice. That's your free will. That's you that made a bad play in this game that's being played out here. That was your choice. Let me get off this dumb shit right here. So I'm telling y'all, man, look, I love you guys. I don't want no ill will, nothing bad to happen to y'all. Okay? I really don't. But I need y'all to really fully understand the depths of what's happening out there and what's going on. I was once in the position where you were. Not to the fullest, because I always knew I'm Arawak. But I made the black community get into my head, and I started leaning the way of the pro black. For those who've been following my platform, you know when I started off, I started off talking about the black community and and black people and us as black people. That's the talk I was pushing until I was hit with reality to get back to my ancestry. And that's when the floodgates of information that was being hidden from these pro-black leaders came right, boom, in front of me. And that's why I could call them out on the bullshit that they're talking. That's why I could show y'all their documentations don't say black. They identify with nationality. Why are they pushing black to you? What does that have to do with the spelling of a policy officer? Everything. What does public and private have to do with this? Why do you have to identify as a living, breathing man? Because you left it up to your politicians, and your politicians identified you as a corporate entity, meaning that you're dead. You're not alive. Meaning that you're artificial, not natural. Like, if I could, and if I had the power, if this was like a movie where I found a genie and I could make a wish, it would be to save all of you. 1. 2, it would be for all of you to have all the knowledge of the world to get what's going on. 3, it would be that all of you can go back spiritually and speak with your ancestors and see what's happening. Because when you guys can be able to do that, you wouldn't have to worry about food, clean air, clean water, because you will then see who the enemy is hiding behind all this chaos. And I'm telling y'all, oh my God, I'm showing y'all. I'm praying, I'm hoping that you guys can see that this is a beautiful time because they're showing themselves. They're showing you their faces, their names, Write it down. Take it down. Screenshot the face. Make a file. Make a dossier on them because they have a dossier on you. Your governors who's telling you to consistently wear these masks, but I went on the CDC website and the other website that makes the mask, and it lets you know that it doesn't protect you from shit. So, and then it's telling you that you can't talk. You're not supposed to talk. But your governors are doing a lot of talking. Your mayors are doing a lot of talking, and they're not wearing no mask. Your prime minister did a lot of talking, and he wasn't wearing no mask. There's leaders that I saw in other countries that were taught when they went on that podium and was talking, they had their mask on. That means they really believe this shit. But the ones that know what's happening, what's really going on, they're not wearing nothing because they know what it is. And they know the damages of what wearing that mask does to your lungs over a long-term period. Gives you respiratory issues. And they're saying one of the causes of coronavirus is respiratory issues. So now when the fall comes in and that cold weather starts kicking back in, along with the respiratory issues that you're having, they're going to say that you have the coronavirus. Okay? And if you pay attention, you've been getting warned. Even Joe Biden came out and warned you a couple years ago when he was a senator. What's about to happen today is to also kill the Constitution. Okay? And not only the Constitution, to kill your creator-given, your natural-born rights. So you have, and they told you have 300 families, 300 super rich folks out there who is pulling all these goddamn strings, and Bill Gates is one of them. Henry Kissinger is the other one. What's his name? David Icke, not David Icke. What's his name? The CEO for freaking Tesla is another one. They're showing themselves. Your governors, your mayors, all these ones that willfully, gladly jumped up to shut down the cities, the businesses. They mean you no good. Now they're going to create now they started false flag shootings again. Now an active shooter went on a military training camp to go shoot up the training camp, but they stopped him before he could do anything. Because now they're programming your military sons and daughters to look at you, the civilians, as the enemy. Because Operation Military Drop is about to come. This is why they're pushing these false flag crisis actors to go riot. So if you brothers and sisters who are talking about you're openly carrying and you're armed, if you really did mean to do any form of good or to be real, you would have went and watched the front and the back of these businesses to make sure none of these actors or these fake ass police officers go and burn them down, because we know within ourselves that when the St. Louis protesters was going on, when the Michael Brown incident broke out and they were burning down stores and shit, that was the police officers doing that. Just like it was the police officers doing the shooting in the crowd, doing drive-bys in unmarked cars. And what they're going to do, they're going to blame it on your sons and daughters if they go out there and use it as an excuse. See, now we got to bring in the National Guards because they rioted. They're burning down businesses. So now we have to use these weapons on them. And I'm telling you, you're not organized to take on this organized force like that. And that's what they're counting on. So parents, you should tell your sons and daughters to keep their asses home. Don't go play no part in that. Look how many Negroes the police was killing still before the coronavirus, and it will still continue on. You're going to burn down and protest for every single one? You must know how to get your elected officials up out of office if they're not doing their fucking jobs. You must know how to start indicting them. Stop suing and grabbing that money or taking that settlement and keep your mouth shut. Why fuck Benjamin Crump can't win a case to this very day? Why did they get rid of Cochran? Huh? Pay attention, man. For those who are part of the system that believes in voting, yeah? And everything starts at the ground level. Your councilman and woman is where it's at. Your sheriff is where it's at. Understand what the federal look. You see Cuomo going hard against the federal government. Understand what the federal government really is, because when you put yourself in your natural capacity as a living, breathing man, the federal government is to work for you, for your protection. This is why Trump keeps saying, for constitutional reasons, I just don't want to do that because of constitutional reasons. He's giving you the freaking heads up. This is why Joe Biden came out and said, and you're not black. Because it's to take you out of the corporate concept. But dumbass Charlemagne didn't even say, yo, what did you mean by that, ex-VP? Because he works for the Zionist that's trying to bury you. Wake up. Wake up. Stop putting too much energies into these supposed killings that's happening right now. These are very strategic plots. I told you, you have to start thinking like your colonizer. You have to start thinking like the corporation. You have to start thinking like them. If you're not, you better throw that emotion that you keep feeling in your heart away. I'm telling y'all, if you can't shut that shit off and start thinking logically through these people's eyes and mindset, you're gonna act every single time out of emotion. And that's going to be your downfall. Okay? You can change so much. You can even change that politicians are not supposed to accept corporations, corporate money for their campaigns. You can even change that shit because they're supposed to be for the people, not the corporation. That's the image that they put off. Let them stick to that image. Let them act justly with that image. Don't let it be just some form of a facade just to gain votes. Your biggest election, pay attention, is the councilman and woman position and your sheriff's position. Why? Because you don't have to be a police officer to be a sheriff. So if you live next to Mr. Johnson next door, and you know Mr. Johnson is a shoemaker, but he's a very righteous man and he's very versed in law. And you know Mr. Johnson would uphold law to its fullest. Mr. Johnson will always do right by you, by the people. Mr. Johnson will always be fair. Then you can vote Mr. Johnson in as the sheriff. Why? Because the sheriff can lock up a corrupted governor. The sheriff can lock up a corrupted mayor. The sheriff can lock up any corrupted politician because you have to vote for a sheriff. The people voted in the sheriff. He wasn't assigned. She wasn't assigned to that position. You voted for them. So the sheriff is more powerful than your governor and your fucking mayor. But every year you get fixated on the presidential election. Why? You come out by the millions when you're supposed to be coming out by the millions for your sheriff and your councilman and women's position. For those who are still part of the corporation, if you're going to vote the right way. God damn it. Just wake up, y'all. Look at Net. Oh, thank you, sis. Sister Nichelle. Sister Nichelle. Oh, thank you. Thanks for that reminder. Look at Netanyahu. And this is another thing that you're supposed to let you, the people, have the power to get rid of. When a person is facing a criminal trial, they're not supposed to be able to run for presidency so that when they get elected, the trial goes on hold. And then when their term is up, that trial gets swept underneath the rug. What happened to it? It disappeared. Netanyahu is right now on trial for racketeering and corruption, extortion, and all sorts of shit. Netanyahu, the Israel prime minister, is on trial right now while he's running another campaign to be elected back president of Israel. What? You know what's going to happen when he's elected? Because you know he got everybody in his pockets. This is why he's on trial, to get his ass up out of there because of the corruption. And he's the one that's giving the orders every day to bomb Palestine, to bomb Palestine. All those children that died in the Palestinian bombings, Netanyahu. Whose money backs Netanyahu? Bloomberg. Mayor Bloomberg. Former mayor of New York, Bloomberg. Whose money backs Governor Andrew Cuomo? The same Ashkenazis who runs Israel. Why would you say that, Dark Man? Because Mario Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo's daddy, entire campaign was backed by Ashkenazi money when he did his 3 terms. And their job is to push forth the agenda of the Ashkenazi while they're in office. Also, what does this have to do with Bill Gates? Well, people keep saying Bill Gates is Catholic. No, he's not. His wife attends Catholic church. Bill Gates says that he participates. He never said he was a Catholic. I know a Jew when I see one, or a fake Jew. He never told the word. He never said, yes, I am Catholic. The article said that he says he participates. Never said he was one. Wake up. We already told y'all that you have the name Moreno also goes for Jews who were forced to pledge as Catholics who still practice Judaism in the private. Okay? There is no social distancing in Israel. Ask yourselves that. Why isn't there any social distancing in Israel? Why? Why does the Jews down in Crown Heights, they come out and they pray all in the streets? No social distancing. And if the police even make a mistake in putting their hands on them, there's major repercussions right after that. And they have to let them go the same goddamn day. Did y'all know that? The same day. So what? Different rules, different strokes for different folks? Huh? Wake up, man. Just wake up. Get rid of the emotion and try to think more rational. Ask yourselves the questions that you would want to ask these people. Why are you doing this? What do you have to gain out of doing what you're doing? Then actually think about what they have to gain. Actually think about why are they doing this? And you will see that these people are psychopaths, sociopaths. And you'll see then it will become clear to you what you have to do. How you have to start acting. We don't have issues with Caucasian people. We're not telling folks go hate all Caucasian. We're not telling folks go hate all Africans, Europeans, Asians, right? We're not saying that. But you must understand the depths of what's really behind colonialism. What it means when you step outside of your tribal group or your clan or your race, and you're intermixing. What are you inviting in? Because what you do affects. Some people say no, it don't affect everybody else. Certain things that you do affects an entire nation of people. Okay, that's why we have a responsibility with the actions that we take. Now, yes, if what I eat don't make you shit, they do have that saying. But what I invite in or on our land affects all of us. Okay? Wake up, everybody. All right. To everyone that's here, everyone that's joining, I say honor to you. Monique C. Pike, Star Child, Sister Death to Self, Edward Bailey, American Airwax. I saw you earlier, brother. I say honor to you. I believe Macadon, one of them, was in here too. I say honor to those brothers. Renzo Duckworth, Star Vision, Omnimi, Marcus X. Sarah, Griff Matic 1, Famous X D Bold 1, Mr. Nino 3. There you go, American Airwax. Honor. Chatahaya Bell, A Shoe, honor, sis, honor. Okay, that was the question. All right, okay, sis, no problem. You're welcome. Kurt, Chris the God, honor to you. Zakiba, Miss Jazz, honor to you. No, yes, honor to everyone, to everybody that is in here. Malik Campbell, Portland Girl, Hayaharu Amandre El Bay, honor. All right. Arisa Zakia Ra, honor to you. Honor, sis. Peace. Bernard Powell, Louis Jones, Diva Glam Studio Weave, honor. Nabinada 13, honor to you. Miriam Ali, honor sis, honor. Esoteric Bay, honor to you. I think I said Miss Jazz already. Original Lone Wolf, honor to you, brother. Donette McCoy, Seven God. All right, so yeah, so honor to everyone and to everyone that's watching. I'm about to get up out of here. And just look, man. I just want you guys to stay safe. Start thinking outside the box. Start asking yourselves the questions that you want to ask these people if you were in front of them, and then pretend that you are them answering back the question. Hijack their bodies for a minute. Hijack their minds, and answer back the question. What is it that you have to gain corporately? Huh? Do you have to gain? What? How do you control the people? What do you have to do to control the people? You have to take away their resources. That's why they're saying shut down everything. Shut it down. Now, why are they able to shut down stuff? Because you, the people, gave up the power that you have. You went from an authoritarian stage to a submissive stage. You can't go from a dominant to a sub. And the subs are now dominant over you. So they dominate in you. Even though the documents, the laws that are out there shows that you are to be the one in charge. But because you've been wrongfully educated, because you've had misleading information in your communities for generations through certain government-based groups that was founded and created in your communities, they've misled you. They've mistaught you. They've dummied you down. Now it's the time to wake up. They set you back. Now it's the time to wake up, because now it's the saying is better late than never. So now you're waking up. Now you can pass on the information to your children. and your children can pass it on, and so on and so on and so. This shit is not going to happen overnight. But we have to stop letting also the fact that because people intermix and stop the segregation, because we even have segregation there. They have your blood. You can't change that shit. Whether they raped the ancestors or not, they still have the blood. They are still the descendants of the ancestors, and they need to stop trying to change the narrative of who the fuck our people are and just respect it. That's the biggest insult when someone is telling you who they are and you're going to tell them that was then. This is now. What? That was so disrespectful. Anyway, if you really want to break out of the illusion, you got to change how your mind operates. Right? With that, I'm out of here. I say, we are. I'm gonna see if I can finalize the date and time today, but I am putting together a panel with me, brother American Arawaks, Lakona Empire, Kappa Hot Step, and we're also trying to get the Yin Kun Kun Pikibo, the Arawaks from back home, on the panel also as well. Shooting for this week. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to schedule it around after I think Lakona and Copper Hot Step go live. Then we do on my live so that those brothers could get their live stream going first, right? And then we'll do it afterwards. So I'm going to speak back with the brothers, see what it is, and if we could finalize that, then we'll secure it up. But I definitely want to do the panel with also American Arawaks being on the panel. So if there's anything and he can't make it, then we're going to just schedule it for next week then, right? Because I want everyone to be on there. Makadan One, you're also invited also as well. Okay. I think we hold what? On here, a D Live is what, 6 people, right? 6 people? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so for people who are I think I'm shooting for. I really had wanted to do it tomorrow, but it's looking like more like this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. More like this weekend, right? This Saturday. So if people are looking for information on the history and stuff like that, just stay tuned, right? And get your pen and pad. And like I always tell folks, don't download the live streams. Download these videos if you have the version where you can download this stuff and save it if you don't feel like you want to go write down anything. But again, we have to get ourselves out of that lazy state, because it's the lazy state of mind is why they're introducing the whole RFID chip. All that chip where they injected in underneath your skin. And one guy said, "Oh, you know what? I like this chip because I no longer have to punch in the passcode to get into my house." What? Do you know how lazy that sounds? What? You can't punch in a simple 4 or 5 digit code to get in your house? So you rather have a chip? There's folks that went out ahead and took the millions of dollars and want the chip out and can't get it out because they signed the goddamn contract. Like a lot of these rappers want it out and they can't get it out because they signed the contract. Huh? That's what I told y'all. They willfully took on that mark. Yeah, I'm going to try to set it for a location time where folks can probably catch it, depending on the time zone that you're in, right? But I'm going to finalize it. I'm going to finalize it today and see what we can do. Okay. Exactly. See, that's what's up, Makadon One. That's what's up. Right? Like I was talking to American Arawak the other day, and I was telling him that we should start uploading our stuff also on archive.com. Right? We start uploading it on archive.com. When I went to archive.com, it's many tribes that are all over the Americas of our people that's trying to get their story out. That's also trying to, even with me correcting this whole Taino thing. See, I'm not shitting on Taino people, but what's upsetting me is how you're telling the history. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not okay for you to genocide the original people and try to replace them with this newfound thing and act like it was something that was always here. Now, when the people start doing their own research and dig into the history, they're going to see that there was no fucking Taino. Then now, when they come and ask you the questions, you're going to say, "Well, it's something new now." After you done indoctrinated them a great deal, so they're going to be like, "Oh, okay," and blow past it and look past it, not realizing the great significance and implications that it has on not only the land and the politics that's waging up on the land, but the minds of the children themselves. Pride comes from when one more so knows who they are. Pride comes from when one more so knows their nationality. That's where strength, a lot of inner strength and true strength also comes from, right? But when you're starting off with the basis of a Taino, then you're not speaking of my ancestor. You skip past them. You skip past them. You skip past the beginning or the oldest aspect of the history. Okay? Now, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. I'm going to do it on the YouTube, not the D Live. Right? That's what it's going to be. There's some videos that I'm going to replay back on D Live, the videos of Dr. Judy Mikovits and Rashid Buttar, videos that YouTube, YouTube won't let me upload nothing with them anymore. And if I even title something like I title something on Truth Serum, and if I put up the thumbnail that says Truth Serum, they won't let the video upload. I have to take the thumbnail down, and then they let the video upload. So they're against the truth. Okay. But yeah. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I say peace, love, light to you all. Travel safe if you're on the road. Travel safe. If you're just stay safe, man. I just want you guys to stay safe. I'm not telling you guys to do what I say or none of that. All I'm saying is just open mind, research. That's it. An open mind and research. That's all. Only you know what your situation is. Only you can really come up with something to cause change in your situation. We all have different situations when it comes to something. Okay? Not all of our situations are the same. But learn how to defend these documents, man. Even if you have someone do the document for you, learn how to defend it. Right? But I say peace, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, I still got some information that Jazzy Fox shared with me that also is coming up also. I'm going to drop it also within the panel that I'm going to share with you guys as well. All right. So that's the also come. All right. Peace, y'all. Peace.